I don't know if I said the date, but it's Sunday, July 28th. It's a great summer day here in America where we explore everywhere. And so it's
Jordan, it's been a while.
It has, yeah. Notably, it has been.
Should we start over?
Yeah, why don't we start over?
We'll take it back around. All right.
Hey there, explorers. It's July 28th, and we are doing the Ponderland Podcast right now. It's the third episode, and so we're happy to have you here with us. My name's Jordan, and I'm joined with these two lovely people on the other side of the screen. Maybe they're over here. It's Joey and Michelle. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm also drinking a beverage.
I love the product placement that you have placed out towards the camera.
You know, sometimes the can tab doesn't actually line up, but with this can of Diet Coke, it worked out.
Nice.
So I'm thrilled.
Sponsored by Diet Coke.
Correct.
Yet.
Right.
If Pepsi came to us with an offer, though, would we accept? I don't think I could on principle. I'm a Coke man.
That Diet Coke life.
I would accept it. I'd be like, "Hey, Pepsi, it's great to work with you. We're available."
I would be open to having a conversation, but I would not commit to anything else.
So we've been gone for a while.
It has been a minute since we've chatted like this.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, Happy Place Explorers has some big news, is what we're getting at.
Excellent.
And it has to do with Jordan. Explorer Jordan over there. Jordan, tell them why we've been away for a little bit and what's going on in your life.
So it has been a crazy couple of months as we've been doing a big move. We've moved actually across the country, and we've set up shop in Orlando, Florida. The East Coast. We're living on the East Coast, and the sole reason for all of that is to enhance the content on this channel. There's no other factors.
No. That's not...
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Not quite, but we are excited. Me and my wife are excited to be here in this location to, be in this environment. So we were living on the West Coast for a long time, not quite close to Disneyland territory, so we couldn't be as close to Simba and is that Oliver?
It's Simba. A cat's ruining your thing. Another big
this
part
is
of
my moment, Simba.
Another big part of today, and we should just let viewers know, is we're going to introduce a little bit about Happy Place Explorers and talk about who we are. So this is going to go well with Jordan explaining a little bit about his life here and how you got to Orlando, Florida.
That's right. So it's a interesting story.
So you used to live on the West Coast.
Yeah, so I used to live on the West Coast, and always had a passion for Disney. We just got over the point about this wasn't the reason. But I thought there was
but
someone
you
behind
have
me.
been passionate about Disney ever since we've known you since we were kids. Our first introduction
Correct.
to Disney and all the parks were through you and your experience going there, because we didn't get to go to Disney as kids. The first time I went to a Disney park, I was 17. The first time you went, I think you were 20.
Yeah, I was a sophomore in college.
Yeah. So all we
That
know
was
about
when we
Disney
went.
parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the very
That
first
was Joey.
time we
That was his first time going.
So
Should
Jordan,
cut to the Lake Buena Vista project.
Oh,
yeah, we could. I could link
Yeah.
up that. Yeah.
Just the old footage there.
Yeah, we have it's our Throwback Thursday footage, but yeah, we have a whole original style adventure vlog
Yeah.
from
The
2000,
original, the one.
whatever.
That'd be
Yeah, it's got to be
cool.
2010 or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
So
Ugh, I haven't watched it in a while.
we look young.
But yeah.
And
The
big
whole-
in some cases.
or smaller.
A little more plump. We've evened out.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan, like Michelle was saying,
Jordan's really the reason that we got so into Disney and Disney parks, and always hearing about you and your family vacations going to Disney World, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a big
So
part
it's-
of my younger childhood. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but my grandparents lived in this area, and so we would come and visit often when I was young. And when I was young. And so I remember my first memories were on like home videos and watching that stuff. But when we lived up in the Midwest, we didn't come as often. And so it wasn't until we were a little older in the high school and when I went around the time with you guys that I really got to really dive back into that. And so it's always been a dream of mine to sort of live in this area. And me and my wife were sort of searching for a change over on the West Coast. And you thought, why push it off any longer? Let's just go and live over there now.
Well,
and so
we are certainly happy.
Yeah.
We're happy for you. We're happy for you that you found a new home.
We're happy for us because now we get to go and visit.
It gives us a very good reason to go to Orlando.
That's right. There's so much to do here. Like, it's more than just Disney World here. There is a Panda Express every 5 miles. I kid you not.
Sounds like a vlog.
Yeah. Should just tour all the local Panda Expresses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what that means for all of our viewers and subscribers is that this gets to be their one-stop shop. Because Joey and I, we're out here in LA, West Coast, we have access to Disneyland very easily, and now having you in Orlando, we're going to get to cover both parks, and this is going to get to be the one-stop shop channel for everyone to be able to see what's going on at Disneyland, what's going on at Disney World.
Comparisons between the two. Yep.
We could do comparison skipper showdowns.
That's right. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Just being able to sort of shimmy off of what's going on. And so I'm gonna hopefully in the next few weeks be starting what Joey's doing as he's touring the parks and doing the adventure vlogs and really exploring. That's sort of the mindset that I want to do because, always in my life before this, it was always maximize your time because you're only here for a short amount of time. Right. Mm-hmm. And now living here and living where it's just literally down the road, it's like I feel so relaxed and I feel like I finally have that opportunity to actually explore and see everything that the resort offers. And so I'm excited to be able to do that with you guys and with this channel. And so get used to this presentation and these things. You're seeing a lot of this coming soon.
I wonder if it's going to take you some time to adjust like it did for Joey when we finally got our annual pass for Disneyland out here. I would say probably the first 2 months, Joey was still in the mindset of like, we'd go to the park and he's like, okay, we have to do this.
I want to do everything.
It was so exhausting. I'm like, we don't need to do this anymore. We have the annual pass. We can come whenever we want. We can come for just a couple hours.
I still struggle whether I'm going with Michelle or whether I'm by myself whenever I'm there, like walking past Pirates of the Caribbean and knowing that I won't be going on it that day. Even Indy is the same. I haven't been on Indy I've been to the parks like probably 7 times in the last month, and I haven't been on Indy in any of those 7 trips, and it kills me inside. I'll like walk past.
That is bizarre.
Fast Pass is available, and it's like, ugh, like what do I?
It's like you don't have to.
I know.
And sometimes we'll just go to, if we just have a couple hours, we'll just go and like get food or just sit at Pixar Pier and maybe do like Little Mermaid or something.
Yeah, and Credit Coaster. That being said, Michelle still has one that she will not. I think every trip we go in Guardians.
We have to go on Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm so excited to come out and go on Tower of Terror. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Yeah. Tower of Terror is still legit. So I actually just haven't bought the annual pass yet, but I went down and drove and just sort of did the monorail loop. Did that sort of, relaxed. Did it the free parking way. So I went to downtown Disney and got on the bus and it was a whole debacle. Don't recommend doing that. It's definitely worth paying for parking wherever you go. But you see a lot of the place or a lot of the resort that way. And so I was just there a few days ago and just sort of did the monorail loop, went through the resorts, and then got to Epcot. And this was the first time that I have seen, oh man, the structure of Spaceship Earth is the most beautiful thing I don't know, just being there in front of this Spaceship Earth is something. But I haven't been here since I started working on Universe of Energy and doing the Guardians remake.
Right.
Oh.
That building is huge. It is almost as tall as Spaceship Earth. I kid you not.
Oh, wow.
It is much more massive than I ever imagined. And so
take
it's
a
cool.
picture?
They're seeing a lot of, I should have. There's a...
Wait, is that over where...
I can just run down and take one.
You could. Wait, is that building...
Here, I'll be right back.
Over where,
So you remember where Bill Nye and Ellen were doing their
Yes.
ride with the dinosaurs? So that's what they just sort of excavated, and that's where the Guardians ride is going. But they built this new show building outside
over by
of the park.
jumping fountains?
No, other side,
Then I don't
opposite
remember.
side.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we have.
Guess
Yeah,
we'll have to come
so-
visit.
That's the only solution, and so we're thrilled about that.
I'm going to set up my air mattress right behind you.
You know, that's where we had it set up originally. So it's perfect. It's a perfect location. But I'm also excited about the timing. Timing of everything is because not next year, but the year after is the 50th anniversary, and there's going to be doing so many celebrations and events and things that are going to go along with all the new stuff that's upcoming to the resort. I believe the statement that they've made is that there's going to be 50 updates or enhancements or additions to sort of mark each year of the anniversary. I should probably have that subtitled somewhere to confirm, but that's what I've heard. So there's a lot of improvements and updates coming in the coming years.
And when is that? So that's 2021? Is the 50th?
So, Disney World opened in October of 1971.
Okay.
October 1st.
Gotcha.
So we'll probably have to go around.
Yeah,
that
you guys should
time.
be here.
I mean,
And
is
Illuminations
everything
is going to be...
Is
Illuminations is going to have its last show
Oh, that's
at the end
right.
of September, and then it's going to have its first new show the next day.
Oh.
And so we're going to plan on being there for both of those and trying to, document the last hurrah and the first of the new edition,
Cool.
which will only be temporary from what I'm hearing.
Well, I am very excited for Happy Place East coverage.
Yeah.
'Cause
I think
it
that's
is
what we
gonna
need to
be-
call it, the Happy
Yeah.
Place East.
Yeah. So Happy Place West and Happy Place East, because the adventure vlogs are going to be very cool seeing the different news that's coming at you. Because really, once we're up to full speed, because we're just starting to get back to it again, obviously re-recording or recording a new Ponderland podcast, we'll try and get Throwback Thursdays back in the mix, all that good stuff. But what I'm getting at is, like, in 1 week coverage on Happy Place Explorers, you'll see a video from Disney World, some other random video, and then a video from Disneyland. So you'll get a good amount of coverage on what's happening in all of the American Disney parks.
That's right.
And that should be pretty cool.
There's
So
going
I'm
to be a lot
excited.
going on.
One-stop shop. That's what I like.
Happy
And
Place
so we are
Explorers.
looking for friends and correspondents in Tokyo. No. We're just going to build this network into something extravagant.
So it's very exciting, but that's very exciting news for you. So we're very excited in
We're-
general.
Yeah.
Happy
And we're
Place
happy
Explorers.
for you.
Yes.
It's going to be cool. It's going to
Yeah.
be cool as we're sort of acclimating to different lifestyle, different time zone. What time is it by
Yeah,
you?
that's
Man,
so hard.
it's
We used to be in
so
the same time zone, and now
we're in the same time zone, and now it
Is
makes
it
it coordinating things like this a little interesting. So it's
Yeah.
3 over here by me.
and it's noon here. Yeah. So it's a
3
3-hour difference.
Yeah.
Some
Wow.
behind the scenes timing. You guys get to get in on that. I'm gonna take
There
a
it
sip.
is. There's the Diet Coke. Pepsi.
You can hear that it's empty, Jordan.
There was some drops. There were some drops. I got a little bit.
Just letting Pepsi know we are available.
Oh my God.
I will crush this can on camera for a sponsorship.
Yeah. Let's see. What are we?
I think the other thing we wanted to talk about was we were getting questions about who we are.
Oh yeah.
So, I think Jordan covered who he is, where he's at, what he's up to, which is exciting. I know you and I have been getting questions. Joey and I are married. We have been married for... I don't have my ring on right now. I didn't put it back on after the beach.
Oh.
I didn't put it back on after the
Oh.
beach.
Well,
Goodness.
thanks guys for watching today. It's been fun.
No, they were married. They're married. I was there.
Yes, so we've been married almost 6 years now. And we...
That long? Wow.
Yeah, I know,
Jeez.
right?
That does not seem that long ago.
Yeah, we've been together for much longer than that. We've been together since high school. Jordan was actually our best man at our wedding. So the three of us, we've been best friends since, I think, senior year of high school. So that's
I was the best man, and if you can believe it, the best man speech was very Jurassic Park themed.
It was.
Because Joey loves Jurassic Park.
It was.
It was.
Hold on to your butts. I wonder if we have film of that somewhere. Hold
We
on to your
do.
butts was a big, big part of that speech.
That was
With
that
both
was
of my
the driving
grandmothers.
point.
Yeah.
Right in the front. Yeah.
They got it. They understood.
It was very good. So we are married. We live in Los Angeles, which is why we go to Disneyland so much and all the other SoCal theme parks.
And the three of us grew up back in the Midwest, back in Wisconsin.
That's right.
And we have all since dispersed from Wisconsin, and we are just excited and grateful to be able to live where we live now and experience the things that we didn't get to experience when we lived in Wisconsin. So that's why we like to bring it to you guys, because we know not everyone has the opportunity like we did growing up to be like, oh, I went to Disneyland 6 times. So we want to be able to share that experience with other people and give you some tips and tricks that we've picked up along the way that we definitely didn't know the first couple times we went to Disney parks.
Also, I think that brings up a good point. Occasionally, and I'm sure Jordan will have the same thing in Orlando, occasionally you might see a video that's not necessarily theme park related. It's just something cool that's happening around us. It's from that same mindset of like, well, when we were in Wisconsin, 8 months out of the year, it's really cold. And so you can't like go out and do a lot of activities. So out here, it's just so nice. And really, Jordan, you'll be in the same situation in Orlando. It's just so nice that you always want to be out and about doing something. So if we like see something cool, like the Stranger Things pop up, or I mean, just really anything that's going around in the area, we might do a vlog on that because it's just something cool that maybe you don't have in your area. So something that we can bring you along with and experience.
Because we remember always being back in Wisconsin, and we'd see, articles online like, oh, there's this type of pop-up. Of course it's in LA. Everything is always a pop-up in LA. So now that we're here, we want to be able to share that.
The highlight of the Midwest was like, hey, let's go to George Webb at 11 p.m. at night and get a bag of burgers just because we can.
And if you were real swanky, then we'd go to the Dells.
That was the
Wisconsin Dells. Maybe if we ever go home, we should do a Wisconsin Dells.
The Dells would be perfect.
That's kind of an excellent point. That was our theme park.
The comparison.
Haven in Wisconsin, and it's like now
super kitschy, super. It's the water park capital of the world.
It's true.
It is.
Which makes sense to us as Wisconsinites. So it's like, oh yeah, obviously. But to anyone who doesn't live in Wisconsin, it's like, no, it's not. No,
but I really haven't
not.
seen another. It's like a whole town of water parks.
That's a really good point.
I've never seen
really
any
is.
other thing like that.
Yeah, even
you just wouldn't expect it there.
Yeah,
right.
Because in Orlando, you've got Disney's got 2, and then Volcano Bay, and then Wet and Wild too. Or no, they got rid of Wet and Wild. Anyway, the point is Orlando has a handful. And
Gatorland.
Gatorland.
That's a water park. That's a water park.
With live animals. You can't go in that water though, Jordan.
Oh, I'll write that down. Make sure before I dive in.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. Like Wisconsin Dells is legit. Like every hotel, it's Vegas, but for families and water parks instead of casinos.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and we highly recommend it.
Yeah, every hotel has like
and
a water
it's like
park.
perfect like tourist location. It's got all the like little museums and Ripley's, believe it or not, and just all these like goofy kind of places and decent. I mean, for the price, decent theme parks like Mount Olympus.
Yeah, Mount Olympus is great.
A lot of good wooden roller coasters, and it works. It works definitely.
Dying. I'm gonna go check on Oliver.
One of our cats. We also have. So here we go. Continuing other stuff. One of our cats is currently meowing so sad, like the saddest meow. I don't know if he thinks that like because he can't find us. He's like, did everyone
And there goes his brother.
leave?
He's going to check on him.
Yeah, we just did. So we have.
They're bailing
we have
on the
2
podcast.
Cats. 2 cats, Simba and Ollie. Oh, there's Ollie. Oh, do you scratch you up? Ollie, come here. Anyway, we have 2 cats, Simba and Ollie, named
Oliver.
after their respective Disney characters.
Correct.
Simba and Oliver.
Simba, that was Rescuers Down Under.
Correct.
No, tell me. No, yeah, it was.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And Oliver was from Oliver and Company.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well, what's really weird is Simba is more closely aligned to Oliver and Company's Oliver than he is than Ollie
Just
is.
his background story.
You know, Ollie's more aligned to your average skittish, scared cat.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Quote,
Well, let's,
unquote, cat.
Let's see. That kind of sums up. Is there anything else that do you think they should know about us?
Who are you?
I think
No, I don't know. I don't want to know what you do. I want to know who you are.
don't know what that means. Not going
Me
down
neither.
that road.
It's a lot to unpack.
I
Don't
think
unpack
the other thing to bring up is us doing this YouTube channel or whatever is definitely not our day job.
Sure.
Joey
It's a
and
labor
I,
of love, for sure.
Yeah, it's a hobby. Joey and I both have full-time 40-hour-a-week jobs. We are in no way surviving off this alone. This is just something more fun that we would like to share with everyone because we have the opportunity to, but yeah. So,
I mean, really what it was...
That would be
is it
amazing
was-
down the line to be
Yeah.
able to have that, but we don't expect that.
No, it's more of a... This was like a way for us to stay in contact with you.
yeah.
And talk about and do a group activity that we can do even though like we're far, because even when we were both on the West Coast we still weren't very close to each
No.
other, so it was a nice
Yeah.
way to
It was a trek.
stay in contact. Yeah. And so that's why Jordan was doing a lot of the history videos, like so Disneyland Chronicles. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out, it's really good.
It's so good.
Yeah, but Jordan puts out this documentary style content where it chronicles Disneyland year by year and stuff that they added or what was going on with the park. It's very cool to watch. But that was what he was focusing on from a distance while we were doing the adventure vlogs nearby because we were closer to the parks. But now,
And those aren't going away. I'm going to try my hardest to keep those coming out frequently. But now on top of that,
yeah,
in addition to another 40-hour week job, I want to go on some adventures and take you with me. So be patient with the content on the Happy Place East, but it's coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, once we're up and running, we'll be good. But yeah, there'll be times where, like Michelle said, because this is definitely a hobby and not a day job, maybe we just are putting out one video a week. Although so far,
Mm-hmm.
So far, we've been doing pretty good.
yeah, that first month we were doing daily content, which got a little bit much.
Yeah.
Like
A
all
little
of us were
overwhelming.
Like, all right, we can't do this anymore. I still have. Was looking at the list of other days of stuff that we've recorded that I haven't edited yet, and it's like
There's a lot on the way.
Yeah, we got a lot of content, coming down the line. A lot of videos I still have to edit. Michelle's gonna learn how to edit one of these videos. We just shot a Disneyland video. It was all Michelle's idea. She set up the whole thing, and now she's gonna even edit it, which I know it doesn't sound. It's like whatever. Editing is editing, but like I think one of the day jobs that we didn't mention is I'm an editor for one of the networks, and so I've always been doing it, but I don't think Michelle's ever actually edited anything besides like a video slideshow maybe. So we're gonna have Michelle have her own vlog that she's gonna put together, which is really
She's
fun.
going to have a weekly Q&A,
No.
Yeah, we're just gonna put her up here.
a weekly live chat.
Yeah, just ask any questions. And she'll... That's a great idea.
Nope.
Just
Let
make
us know
sure
in
your
the
questions
comments
have a
if you would
happy
like to
place
do-
twist.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you would like Michelle to do a weekly live Q&A. 1 hour a week, we'll just do a live super chat with Michelle. So that's.
Did you know Anastasia is a Disney princess now, technically?
Oh, because the Fox merger.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I just had a hankering to watch Anastasia.
Oh, speaking of, okay, so this just happened.
Oh, wait. Yeah, back it up.
This is the last thing that we'll get to before we dive back into. We get out of a little bit about us and a little bit of. We'll get back into maybe a little bit of Disney news. But I just got an Amazon order, and Michelle opened it up, and it said, "Don't make fun of me." But I want to know if you know this movie. So I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden I was like, "Oh man, remember this film?" Ugh.
No. Yes.
Have you seen Rockadoodle?
Do you know that was originally from a Disney concept?
Really?
You remember in one of the latest Disney Chronicles, I talk about Mark Davis.
Yeah.
He was a Disney animator. One of his biggest things that he was working on was a project called Chanticleer, which I think is the name of the rooster in Rockadoodle. And so there is so much that was going to be a Disney movie. There was so much like pre-production and all that stuff, and it fell through. But a lot of those animators went with Don Bluth when he left the company and produced it in that way. So it's very different from what it would have been as a Disney project, but it has its roots with Mark Davis over at Disney.
Michelle had never heard of it before.
No.
I remember watching this.
I have
all
not
the
seen
time.
it so long.
Yeah, I remember watching
so
this all
long.
the time as a kid. It's like scary. The owl is scary.
Yeah.
So
There's
I'm
like live
excited.
action bits in it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like kind of cut in and out because like when there's like the storm or whatever, it's like he's like trapped in a live action world. It gets weird. It's very good though.
It was
At
like
least
an
ever-
actual singer was the voice of Rockadoodle.
Yeah, who's it?
Who was the voice?
So Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell. That's right.
Yep.
Like a rhinestone.
Christopher Plummer's in this.
Rockadoodle.
Does Christopher Plummer play the owl?
I would believe it. Man, now I kind of got an itching to watch that as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so this just came in the mail. Very excited about it.
Rockadoodle.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about us. We're glad. Let us know if you have any questions about anything else about us in the comments, and we'll try and answer them. But we're just happy you guys are here and watching. And before we officially end this podcast, let's talk a little bit about, there was some Disney news in general that's happened. Let's just cover some quick stories, and then we'll wrap things up.
We have some news coming out of Galaxy's Edge. We finally got some dates on the opening dates of Rise of the Resistance, the premier e-ticket attraction of Galaxy's Edge. It's going to have some opening dates, and I think to everyone's surprise, especially me, it's going to open on my neck of the woods before it opens over by you guys.
Isn't that insane?
It's a little upsetting. That's okay. It's fine.
You know, I think it's... you guys aren't too far off. I think we open in the beginning of December. Oh, that's so weird to say we open. Ours opens. We open on December 5th, I think, and then you guys will open, your guys' version will open on January 17th. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is all in the news. We have the news story linked below from our friends over at DisneylandToday.net. They new website that you should definitely check out for some Disney news and reviews and some cool positive stuff to check out. But they have this news story about the opening dates of Rise of the Resistance, and so just like we had talked about in the first podcast, this was what I'm most excited about overall in every aspect, and so I'm just ready to get on this thing and see what it's going to be like.
What do they say? It's the most it's the most impressive ride that Disney Imagineering has ever put together, is how that's like being pegged right now. And it sounds like it because there's like 3 different ride elements to
it. Like takes pieces of all the best rides and just puts them into one and then multiplies it by Star Wars.
You just described it perfectly. So we'll be very jealous of you. Obviously, you will have the first content on the channel that will probably be the first of us to experience it. But we'll be there in January when it finally opens. Mm-hmm. But man, it's going to be cool. So that is big news. Surprising though, because the Disneyland version, it did say opening later this year when they officially announced. They're like, that'll be phase 2 of Galaxy's Edge, and like Disneyland will open later this year. And the fact that it's in January at all suggests, I don't know.
Well, they staggered the release dates on purpose. They staggered construction start times because they knew Disneyland was going to be the first one, and they knew that Disneyland was going to encounter hiccups and problems, that if they could figure out what those were, isolate those, they could skip those altogether as they were building the Disney World version. So this one over here was always sort of on an intentional delay to catch those things, and I think we see the efforts of that on display with this premier attraction opening first year, because they were able to catch those things.
But I thought that we heard rumors that Rise of the Resistance here at Disneyland is ready to go. Those are just rumors?
The original issue that they had was that the ride was completed, like construction-wise the ride was completed, but they were having technical issues with the ride operation. Again, none of this is actually confirmed. Disney's never come out and said what the real thing is, but that was what the thought process was that the ride was ready construction-wise, but it wasn't ready technical-wise.
Fully operational.
Exactly. Where Falcon got to go through like months of testing, Rise of the Resistance didn't get that luxury, even though you have to wonder, I bet you a lot of people have already been testing that ride. I bet you there are a bunch of people out there that have ridden Rise of the Resistance already. But yeah, it's I don't know. And really, Galaxy's Edge, in terms of what you were talking about with testing it, Galaxy's Edge has had a pretty smooth launch at Disneyland. Besides the merchandise selling out, I don't think Falcon is so good operational wise. That thing moves so many people through that ride every day. And they've had.
But we're not just talking about the ride. Looking at like the land.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would say it's been smooth.
Well, what else is good? Oh, you mean just the long
lines?
Well,
the merchandise selling out, figuring out the cantina, that was a mess at the beginning.
Yeah.
Same thing. It seems like they change their minds regularly. So, like, for the lightsaber encounter, it used to be you could just you had to go in, make your lightsaber, that was it, and then they gave us the opportunity to go back to the park and buy different parts for the lightsaber, but then they took that back and said, never mind, now you can only buy additional parts from the original lightsaber that you originally bought. I mean, it makes sense. It's a new land.
They're
They need
still
to
learning
work through
their
the
legs.
hiccups. Yeah.
They've been a mermaid their whole life, and now they're finally walking. But the Disney World version is cutting to the end where they're dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
the Triton Rainbow
Disneyland
goes over.
Galaxy's Edge is very much so the guinea pig, which is necessary, but
And
Yeah.
I think by intention it was.
right.
And I think Galaxy's Edge is still, we see on Facebook and YouTube, Galaxy's Edge is a failure. It's empty, and I think
Oh, it's not empty anymore.
Yeah, there's. Well, what did I just read? There's almost over 1 million people have already ridden Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
Just in,
Yeah.
gosh, what is 3 months? Not even 3 months.
May 31st is when it opens, so...
That is
So
that is
not even 2
insane.
months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, it's been crazy successful. The people that think it's not are, like...
Right. No, I'm
Well-
not saying it's not successful. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Well, there's also still like annual pass blackout dates for a lot
Yeah.
of
It is,
people.
yeah.
That lifted...
And that's
that
a
lifts-
majority of Disneyland people coming in are locally based.
Right.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how it reacts over here, since this is sort of the more of the vacation destination
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that will attract people from all over. So I'll be curious to see how this one launches as well.
I mean, they're going to be... The annual pass holders blackout lifts in, I think, 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it is going to be very interesting to see what happens when that goes down.
Because I do think every time we've gone to the park since Galaxy's Edge opened, they have the signs around all of Disneyland saying if there's a wait to get into the park
Yeah.
or not, and we've never seen it have a wait
Okay.
yet. We haven't, what is it called?
The land status is open.
Yeah.
The only time it was ever closed was the opening day to public.
Oh, okay.
But by the time we got there, we went there after work
I
to
was
go to
gonna
the
say.
cantina, and it was open already.
Right.
So it was only
Okay.
the land's only ever reached capacity for those signs once, and that was
That
on,
we know of.
That's true. I've
Exactly.
It's probably been a handful of times.
Yeah,
But it's
we've
not
never seen it. It's never
not
impacted
enough
us,
to
so-
warrant needing that reservation system, at least
I
at
do
this
just
point.
feel bad for some of the people who made reservations or vacation plans to go to Disneyland when they were out of all the kyber crystals. They were out
Yeah.
of
The
stuff for the
lightsaber-
droids,
and
the
legacy
lightsabers.
yeah.
I do feel bad. I feel like that was kind of poor planning. They should have expected that it was going to be a huge influx of people making plans to go on vacation there, and they kind of got the raw end of the deal on that one, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where Disney World's going to come through a lot in terms of
Mhm.
merchandising. It will be, honestly, it'll be very interesting if Disney World runs out of merchandise. Because if it does, then there was a problem.
That's
Yeah.
There's no excuse if Disney
They've had
World runs
the
out.
Because
again
they
they've had
learned
the
from
practice.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
At least they should.
They're going to put the black kyber crystals just in clear packages right on for premium.
That's what I-
Out here, they've shifted all the. I mean, we talked about it. I think they shifted all the kyber crystals to behind the counter, which makes sense for the sole fact that like kyber crystals are so like small. It is easy
They're
for
easy
me to
to
just
pocket.
go like this and walk right out.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
definitely think they should be behind the counter. I
Yeah.
felt like that on day one.
It was a high theft item, and so
For
that's
sure.
why they moved him behind the counter. So, Yeah.
Has nothing to do with this channel. Not even a little bit.
yeah,
That is our official
our
statement.
official statement on the Kyber.
Moof milkers.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah, the OG Moof Milker. Well, before we wrap it up, is there any other big news you want to talk about? Anything else going on in the parks here or in the East Coast?
There's a lot that I'm just excited to explore. Again, as I was like touring around, I just saw there's so much construction going on, and I'm excited to explore what that is gonna look like.
Well, I love construction update videos. I watch them all the time, so I'd be excited for you to do a couple of those.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what things are and really appreciate just the location we're in. And it's not the original, Disney spot, but this place is very rich in history as well. And so I'm excited to, dive into the new stuff that's happening. But I also just want to, go exploring and see what's already happened and pay homage to the things that have already occurred here. And I'm excited to see what that's gonna look like.
Well, we are as well.
Don't go to Ohana without us.
I cannot promise you that, and you know it.
Guys, Ohana.
If you go to Ohana, do not tell me.
It's so good.
I walked into the Polynesian, and I walked by, and it smelled so good right there. It just like wafts through the whole lobby, but then I was like standing right there. You could smell that pineapple bread just sort of wafting over to where everyone was waiting. Oh my gosh.
It's my favorite restaurant ever.
It's real good. Well,
On that note,
it's very exciting times for us here at Happy Place Explorers. So we're excited for you, the viewer, to come along with us. To come
Tell your
explore
friends.
with us.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. Scream it from the top of a mountain.
We're on Facebook. You can share us there. We're on YouTube.
Instagram.
You can leave. We're on Instagram. Instagram's gonna blow up. not like
In
physically, because we are pretty good about posting something every day there.
Well, I think some
just
of our
photo
shots are beautiful too. Like some of the pictures that go up, and your captions are excellent.
They're so funny.
I laugh aloud at your captions on the regular.
Okay, good.
Because
I do too. but in most cases, it's usually only me. So it's good to hear that at least someone else is enjoying them.
No, it's good. So yeah, check out our social media links: Facebook, Instagram. I mean, we are on Twitter, but we definitely prioritize Facebook and Instagram. And then
That's
obviously subscribe to the channel. You know, we're putting up content.
It's a
weekly.
great channel.
Yeah.
It just is.
I'm
It's
really
so
proud
good.
of- I'm proud of all of our stuff. We're over 5,000 subscribers.
Oh my gosh, yes. How?
I don't know. We've only been around for 2 months, but thank you guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we want to actually highlight one of our subscribers, the actual
That's
winner
right.
of our most recent contest.
That's right. We did the Splash Mountain contest, which was to post your favorite Splash Mountain on-ride photo. Could have been from any of the parks. We just want to shout out to Nancy Mendez, who won the Splash Mountain contest, where she had to post
Woohoo,
her...
Nancy!
Yeah. She won with this excellent Splash Mountain photo, which got 85 likes and engagement.
That is so many.
I know. She did.
That's the most liked thing anything
I
was
know,
ever
I think
posted
so.
on Facebook. She trumped everything.
Yeah, so great job playing the game, because we did say, like, invite your friends to like your photo. Like, that's how it's going to work. You know, invite people to like the page, like your photo. So congrats on winning, Nancy. We appreciate you participating in the competition. We're going to do a lot more giveaways in the future, so please keep watching for that, because, yeah, we love seeing cool stuff in the parks and going, this would be great to give this...
share.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We love engaging with you guys. So
Yeah.
definitely keep commenting on the videos, comment on social media, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
we love all the comments. It's fun to see all those and read all those, so we appreciate them.
So keep commenting and engaging when you can, because we read every single one.
I think with that, we'll call it a day over here at Happy Place Explorers. We're so excited that you're here with us. And again, we're just at the beginning here. There's so many more adventures on the way from both coasts now. And so I'm Jordan over here from Happy Place East.
Michelle, Happy Place West.
Joey, next to Michelle, which is also in Happy Place West.
The West Coasters.
Hey, we got there, and that's important.
Exactly.
And I guess
All right. Till next
next
time. We'll see ya in the happy place.
Oh,
I almost said now it's time to pay the price.
Can you
Maybe
imagine
that should
if
be how
I
we end every
run into him?
podcast is with every other person's tagline.
Go
Each
home
podcast we end with a
and
different
sleep
one.
well.
the vlog is over.
Over. Fire it up. You can like have the fire emojis come out of my
Yeah.
hands.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.
In the happy place. Oh wait. Until next time, we'll see
We'll
you
see you
in the happy place.
place.
Good job, boys.
We
Good
did
job.
it. We nailed it.
Why did I go slower?
I have no idea.
We both slowed down.
All
All
right.
right, the vlog ends now.